Southeast Asian leaders will meet virtually tomorrow at the start of the ASEAN Summit. On the agenda, signing what could become the world's biggest free trade deal. Tong No has more from Hanoi.
A final rehearsal for the 37th ASEAN Summit. The meeting is the peak highlight of Vietnam's ASEAN chairmanship this year, as the country works to advance several priorities among the Southeast Asian states. But the COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted Vietnam's plans to host ASEAN leaders in face-to-face meetings, forcing it to hold the summit online. But even for a virtual meeting, careful preparation is underway. Against the backdrop of rising economic uncertainty and intensifying strategic competition between US and China, ASEAN leaders will meet virtually on Thursday to discuss their collective responses to unprecedented challenges.
We, ASEAN, have also been facing with a stormy regional and political geographic environment, either originated from or worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic. Rising above all of the adversities, ASEAN has continued to move firmly and collectively towards the goals of the ASEAN Community Vision 2025. At the same time, responded effectively to emerging challenges, particularly the COVID-19.
The summit will see the launch of ASEAN's stockpile of medical supplies, following recent shortage of such supplies in some countries at the peak of the pandemic. Leaders of the 10-member bloc, China, Japan, South Korea, Australia and New Zealand, are scheduled to conclude talks on the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, this Sunday, a mega free trade deal that's nearly a decade in the making. The agreement will create the world's biggest trade pact that accounts for 30% of the global GDP. The leaders will also discuss long-term cooperation goals for the bloc. They will chart ASEAN's working relationships with its partners, particularly against the backdrop of major political events like the US presidential election.
Mối quan hệ này đã được thiết lập từ hơn 40 năm nay, và trong suốt 40 năm thì nó đã có được một cái nền tảng rất là vững chắc. Tôi cũng tin rằng là cho dù là tổng thống nào của Mỹ thì cũng sẽ ủng hộ cái xu thế này, cái mong muốn của ASEAN tiếp tục là đưa cái quan hệ đối tác chiến lược giữa Mỹ, giữa ASEAN và Hoa Kỳ ngày càng phát triển tốt đẹp hơn vì những mục đích lợi ích chung, và vì những lợi ích đấy thì không phải chỉ vì lợi ích của ASEAN mà tôi tin chắc chắn rằng đó cũng là lợi ích của Hoa Kỳ.
Vietnam will raise its concerns over developments in the South China Sea, where China has backed its claims with island building and patrols, expanding its military presence there. ASEAN leaders are also expected to discuss situations in Myanmar's Rakhine State and in the Korean Peninsula. Tùng Ngô, CNA, Hà Nội.